I don't want to necessarily compare myself with anyone, but I can tell you that, I've had lots of experience doing a whole host of things, negotiating with all kinds of people in order to get things accomplished.
With Miranda Kahn, J.D. Hayworth back with you now on Newsmax Prime. Hearing there from Dr. Ben Carson, telling ABC News that, he can negotiate. He was responding to allegations from Donald Trump that the neurosurgeon could not negotiate as well as Mr. Trump might.
Yeah, J.D., Dr. Carson continues to resonate with voters, especially the evangelical vote. And for the second time this week, a new poll out of Iowa has him leading over Trump. Take a look at that. According to a new Des Moines Register Bloomberg Politics poll just out today, Carson is up 28%, while Trump comes in second with 19%.
Well, let's talk some about faith and politics and what may transpire. To do so, we are so pleased to welcome in Dr. Ronnie Floyd, the president of the Southern Baptist Convention. Dr. Floyd joins us tonight from Birmingham, Alabama. It's so good to have you here. And let's start by asking you your reaction to these latest poll numbers from Iowa. Are you surprised?
Well, it is quite surprising, but at the same time, everything seems to be so up and down today in certain ways across the country. And obviously it's still early, and so time will tell. But it'll be interesting to see where the evangelicals of Iowa determine to go in this vote.
Doctor, why do you think Carson is resonating so well with churchgoers?
I think that he's transparent. He's seemingly very believable. He is likable via camera, and that's a very important thing. And he's shown some real good wisdom in some matters. But I think most of all is that is relating to the cultural, social issues. He is very friendly to what he believes relating to evangelicals.
So he is faith-friendly, but I'm also wondering how much of this is a rejection of typical politicians?
Well, that's the big question, isn't it? And it's still early, so it's hard to know how it will play long term. But I believe that there is no doubt some real feelings towards the typical, normal, run-of-the-mill, whoever that may be in today's world of politics. And but we're really seeing that across the country. There seemingly is a lack of trust toward various people who maybe have great proven track records, but because they have been more seen as more establishment, there seems to be somewhat questions or even a semi-rebellion towards that, which I really hope that some of that can balance out, quite honestly, because when it really comes down to it, we need whoever ends up being the next president of the United States. We want this man or this woman, whoever it ends up, being qualified in every way, as well as friendly as much as possible towards those of us who are of the evangelical faith.
Well, Donald Trump isn't really part of the establishment, but he seems to be having some trouble with the evangelical conservatives, at least recently. Can he win them back?
I really do not know the answer to that. I wish that I could know the answer to that, but I really do not know. I've never had the privilege to meet Mr. Trump, and obviously he is resonating with the general American public. I believe the key for any one of these candidates would be to get in a room with evangelical leaders and find out what's really important to them. It's important, I think, to have conversations with groups or conversations one-on-one relating to certain people so that you can more articulate and understand the heart of that person rather than simply through the matters of what the latest poll said and what the latest article was written by some magazine or by some news source on the web or one of the major newspapers of the country. And so I think that's really important. We need to learn to talk to each other.
And speaking of that, Dr. Floyd, with the minute that remains, you said that every candidate should sit down with evangelical leaders. You are one such leader. In the minute that we have, what do you rank as the most important issue this election cycle?
Wow, that's a huge question. I do believe that one of the most important issues that faces us is the relationship of religious liberty in the country. and the future of religious liberty in this nation. This country was built on religious liberty, and we need to remember that. That's how we were founded. And I do believe that you cannot escape the importance of the next president appointing the next members of the Supreme Court, because that has long-term implications for the future of the United States in every way whatsoever in this world.
Dr. Ronnie Floyd, president of the Southern Baptist Convention. Dr. Floyd, you have our thanks. You heard what the good doctor had to say. Now, do you agree with him? We'd love to hear from you. Send your comments to newsmaxtv.com/comments. Coming up, our commander-in-chief vetoes the latest defense spending bill. Retired Colonel Patrick Murray on the ramifications of this decision. That's next.